about 100 men this last week, and he saw what sin did to him when it bit him. We shook the hands of some men. I shook the hand of a man that was probably, he might have been 50. He looked like he was about 70, but I'm thinking he was maybe 60. He shook my hand 2 nights ago, and he said, "Thank you for preaching that." He said, "I spent 24 years serving our country." He said, "Now I'm in here serving another sentence." I said, 24 years. And they say, most people don't ask. I'm inquisitive. He said, "I've been in here now for 2 years." I said, "Man, how much longer you got?" 9 years. And he looked at me, his tears welled up in his eyes, and he said, "It's killing my life." Oh, no, but sin doesn't have any consequences. 22, 24 years he gave his life to this country, and now he gets to give a little bit back. No, he gets to sit in a jail cell, live underneath that for the next 10 or 11 years of his life. You want to know why? Because sin bit him, and it began to destroy his body. Don't you ever believe that sin is fun? Because it's not fun. It'll destroy you, girls. You stinking stay away from it. Don't go near it. You stay away from the deadbeat guys that are going to try to deliver it to you. You tell them to hit the road and kick them to the curb and live for the cause of Christ. That's what you guys need to start doing. I'll tell you one thing I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start preaching it straight to these kids, because we're going to try to save 1 or 2 of them. Or the whole lot of them. And if you don't want in on it, then don't get in on it. But we got to start doing something, because the serpent has come along and he has bitten people, and he's a fiery serpent, and he's killing people, and he's destroying lives. And I mean, you see every reference there concerning what's going on with that serpent biting people, and it reminded me of the condition of most people in the world around us. They've been bit by something last night, and they're hemorrhaging, and they're bleeding out, and they're dying all around us, and they're going straight to a devil's hell, while the devil stands in the corner and he laughs and cheers, and he says, "Yeah, there's another one. There's another one." Where were all the Christians then? And you know where we were? Pussyfooting around, dancing around the issues. "I don't want to preach too hard. We don't want to preach too strong. Let's try to soften up the sermon a little bit." No, we ought to call sin what it is. It's sending people to hell. And somebody has got to stand in the gap and make up the way. Or else you and I might as well throw in the towel and quit on this thing. So you'd find here that these serpents were deserved and dreadful. They were very deadly. There was sorrow that comes along with that. There was conviction. They came to Moses. They said, "We have sinned." That's conviction. There's confession. There's contrition. And that's not just for lost people. Listen to me, Christian. Maybe you ought to start confessing some things. Maybe you ought to start getting your heart right with God. Maybe it's high time that we come and say, "Lord, I'm sorry. I did thus and thus, and I have hurt you. And Lord, I'm sorry, and I don't want to mess around with that stuff anymore." Some contrition. And then you see their salvation. Lastly, there is a provision, because, we can't. I gotta stop. I'm going to have to pick it up next week, because we do have some stuff there that we have to look at. So come back next week. We're going to look at those serpents, because they're vital. There's some things in there that you have got to see, because you've got to see the cross. And oh my word, it was probably one of my favorite things to study. But think about this for a minute. They brought it on themselves. And man has brought sin on himself. Man is not getting better. Man is getting worse. Brother Jeff, I'm sorry to say, prisons aren't getting smaller. Prisons are getting bigger. I asked Brother DeMasalis last night on the ride home. I said, "How many facilities are like that in Michigan?" You know, there's one women's prison, large. I mean, there's some jails, one women's prison. I said, "How many facilities like that are in Michigan?" I thought 10. There's 14, 15, 1,700 guys in that prison. I don't remember how many. If I'm correct, Brother Caston, did he say 50? 47 in Michigan. I said, 1,547. Oh my word. That's a lot. That doesn't, and by the way, that's not jails. That's just prisons where people are incarcerated. Why? Because of sin. Because of wickedness. Because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. We didn't tell them the truth. We didn't do like Moses and say, look and live. Look and live. Are you saved today? If you were to die today, do you know that heaven is your home? Has the blood been applied to the doorpost of your life? Can you say, yes, here's the place where I trusted Christ as my personal Savior? You say, preacher, I don't have that. You can be saved today. What about your condition? Where are you at? Be complaining and griping and grumbling about God? The fiery serpents are coming, and they're going to destroy you. You might want to get that thing right. Get your life. Go back to the cross. You don't have to get resaved, but go back to the cross. Remember what your Savior did for you. Get forgiveness. And then go the right direction. Father, I love you. Lord, thank you for your people. They've been a good audience, easy to preach to.